The Transatlantic Free Trade Agreement is a free trade zone agreement between the European Union and the United States that emerged in 1990s. The overall objective of this treaty is to drive growth and create jobs by achieve more compatibility of provisions and rules on European and US business in the long run by reduce tariffs and NTBs in transatlantic trade, tackling regulatory issues, decrease in restriction on commercial services, and promoting access to public procurement at all levels of government. The implication of the treaties for the Mexican economy is that if an agreement is reached and ratified on both sides, it will be expanded to include the European Free Trade Association, and Canada and Mexico both have free trade agreements with both the EU and the EFTA, and this will be beneficial for Mexico. A real benefit is that it will be merging the two biggest world economies because there are 800 million consumers on both sides of the Atlantic, and EU and US together generate nearly 50% of world output. The improvement that I would recommend are that instead of increased competition with other players, I would motivate those players to join the club, for example, China, and promote a win-win free trade agreement and promote democracy and transparency because only rudimental info is available on the European Commission website.
TPP has 11 members. It was signed in 2016. It's Canada, Mexico, Peru, Chile, New Zealand, Japan, Vietnam, Brunei, Malaysia, Singapore, and Australia. The scope was to eliminate as much barriers as possible and have a common IP and improve standards in jobs. Make easier the foreign investment as well. The implication for Mexico was a complement of NAFTA. It was economic and cultural integration. I have cheaper electronics for our industry among many other complements. The benefits were economic complementation, impulse to certain industries in Mexico, and the reduction of barriers. The loss was the logistical cost is more expensive, and certain sectors will become endangered, like the agricultural sector. The improvements, I think, were should have been more countries should have joined the TPP and expand the negotiations to further benefits. Hello, my name is Oscar, and I'm going to explain the Free Trade Area of the Americas, which has 34 members, which are all the continents except for Cuba. It was supposed to be signed on 2005. The scope was to eliminate as much trade barriers as possible in the Americas, except for ALBA members, which are Cuba, Ecuador, Bolivia, Venezuela, among many others. The implications for Mexico were more open market, economic integration, and the creation of opportunities in indigenous populations. Benefit laws: the benefits were helping smaller companies by giving access to bigger markets, and the loss was the unfair competitive advantage that the U.S. subsidies give to the American agricultural products. The improvements that they should have made were expand the negotiations and implement a formal organ and give more benefit to smaller countries.
The Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, known as APEC, is an economic forum that was established in 1989. It has 21 members, which are Australia, Brunei, Canada, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, United States, Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, Mexico, Papua New Guinea, Chile, Peru, Russia, and Vietnam. APEC's scope consisted of promoting the free trade throughout the Asia Pacific region, and it was also made in a response to the regional trade blocs that were being made all over the world. Also, it was meant to establish new markets of raw materials beyond Europe. The implications that APEC had for Mexico consisted on the tariff database that helped to foster transparency of our own economy, and it diversified Mexico's economic and trade relations with the other members. And it helped in the exchange of knowledge and experience that helped to renew our own industries, and APEC's financing support of projects that help to contribute to the economy.
As a final reflection, what should be improved in Mexico's future trade policy is that Mexico should strive to look for a fair exchange of goods and services as an important way of strengthening internal development for our economy, not as a manufacturer one. Mexico has the potential to be an economic potency if it takes advantages of its natural resources. Other improvements could be to increase negotiations with the US for a fair treaty and reduction on dependence toward their economy. As of recommendations, we recommend that a renegotiation of treaties is important to favor internal development of our economy, increase support on better education, research, and development, take advantage of its 45 free trade agreements, and look for exchange opportunities with other countries with means on reducing dependence on the US market, reduce corruption on investment bureaucracy by government officials, to increase confidence and attract foreign investment. It is also important for domestic development to promote equal opportunity for all of its citizens. Constantly update treaties by establishing an organization specialized in these matters that serves its citizens.